I'm Jude, the goddess astrologer and alchemical initiatrix. This is the wild genius Pisces full moon, this wishing moon, this creative, imaginative time that we have right now. We've been going through a lot of intense energies, a lot, a lot, a lot. So we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to do the sun sign horoscopes for all 12 signs for this powerful moon. So let's go into some of the details of this Pisces moon. This Pisces moon is at 17 degrees of Pisces, which is Neptune. The ruler of Pisces is Neptune. So it's this conjunct this Neptune here. Neptune's been in its home sign of Pisces for a long time. And let me erase this squiggly line here. And it's opposite the sun, the full moon. And so this really isn't about releasing this full moon. This is about the sun in Virgo. So it's opposite that exactly. That's a full moon. When the moon is conjunct and close to the sun, that is a new moon. So this moon is not about releasing, it is about wishing. So power wishes are different. It's not this supplication out to something external to you. It is your intention consciously and creatively to create manifestations into the world, to create creations into the world. What are you dreaming of and visualizing? Here's the thing. When Mars went into Gemini, it was this crazy mental buzzing energy. It affected everyone a little bit differently, but particularly if you have mercurial energy, and really everyone, it's been scattering everyone's energy in all directions, but it really depends on where you're at in the consciousness scale. The more conscious you are, the more able you are to focus, the more aware and working with your own chart that you are, then the more you can focus in this Mars energy and use the Virgo energy of Venus and the sun to eliminate, which is Virgo, it's the small intestine, and to absorb what of all of that buzzy mental downloading and thousand ideas and thousand directions that you want to take forward into creation. So we can use this consciously. And Mars has started to slow down. And so, with Mars slowing down because it's in its shadow now, it's giving us a little bit of a reprieve to do something with all of those downloads and to focus. So, it is helping us to take that energy into focus. But this is the conundrum right now, is to focus our energies. Caffeine will be intensified right now. Your own mercurial energy will be intensified right now. Your own tendency to be in your mind instead of your feeling and feeling your way through life, which is where humanity is moving and evolving into, is feeling our way through life versus mentalizing, thinking our way through life. And so this moon has this conjunction to Neptune. It is at home with Neptune. So there's so much imagination and dreaming and visualizing. It's the time to stare up at the cumulonimbus sunny sky and dream and see things coming into creations and visualizations in your mind. And would I like this? How would I edit and subtract? What would I put in? What would be different? What would it feel like? The feelings. Pisces is an emotional watery sign, so what would it feel like to have this? Or do I need to tweak it because that's actually not going to give me the feeling and the experience of life that I really desire? And so it's like, how do I want to feel? And feelings are what manifest our sentences, our thoughts into being. Feelings are what manifest our visualizations into creation. So our power wishes for this moon is about intending very consciously what we want to create. So this, with all of these four planets, Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter and Jupiter and Uranus stationed retrograde and Mercury retrograde right the day before this full moon, there is this energy of, and Neptune's retrograde, there's this energy of revitalizing our dreams with joy and with passion and enthusiasm again, but also revising our dreams, editing them for what actually is no longer a part of them, what's not important anymore, because we're done all this deep internal look for a long time, because these 4 outer planets have been retrograde for a long time. So we've been doing this deep internal work. We've had a lot of quintiles in the chart in the weeks previous to look inside and to get creative about our visions for our life, for our business, for our impact in the world, for how we want to see the world and what we're creating the world into being ourselves by how we choose to experience life, how we choose to perceive life. That's what we will experience. And so we've gotten a chance to revise what we're going to see in the world, what we're creating, envisioning, and intending to create now. So we've had this time to revise and edit our intentions. And so now we can really bring clarity into these intentions, into these power wishes, very clear intentions, very, very focused, conscious wishes that are not wishing out to something, but rather establishing within ourselves what our vision is and our intention to create it. And from that flows the inspired actions of what needs to be done to make that timeline happen. And that's what's so powerful. Uranus, the moon, is near exact sextiling Uranus in Taurus on this full moon. And that means that there is this Uranus energy pumping up this full moon, breakthroughs, awakenings, realizations, epiphanies. So this full moon is like this creative look at life, and Uranus is the status quo and what has been, and breaking through old ways and innovations and doing new things, and it's humanity. And so it's what is your vision for humanity? What do you want to see create in the world? It's like we have to stop focusing on what has not been good and what systems are breaking down and dissolving. We've infiltrated it all by being born at this time, space, and dimension. Now we simply have to vision and then take the inspired action of the world that we want to create and that we are creating. We are creating it all over the world. People all over the world are awakening, healing, liberating themselves from the matrix. The matrix is the programming. It's not the structures, it's not money, it's not all these things. It's the programming, the thoughts, the beliefs, the spells that we've been under as humanity of what life is, of not being in our power, not being in our divinity, not being in our ability to create, believing in this good against evil paradigm that keeps us stuck and locked into fear, and believing in things to be afraid of. It's like, no, we don't have to be afraid of anything. We actually want to create and visualize the world in which we want to live in. And if you can't do that on the big scale, do it on the micro, on in your business and your relationships and your life. What have you revised and edited now? And what's the very clear clarity of this new vision? And if you can't do it on the micro scale, maybe you can do it on the bigger scale and then switch back and forth that visualization power. A lot of times our visualization abilities get a little decreased over our lifetime. We're really great as a kid of daydreaming and creating in our minds. We do it so much as a kid. So see if you can bring that skill back online. If you haven't really been utilizing it, this is the time to activate your visualization powers in your mind, to create in your mind how you want to feel, how you want to see your business, your world, your home, your relationships, everything, every part of your life right now. This Uranus is powerful. It's electrifying and intensifying this full moon. Uranus is an intensity. And this full moon is about potentiality and possibilities, what can be. And so it's like, where are you putting your focus? Again, with this Mars energy, like, where are you putting your focus? And this Uranus has this trine to the sun. And so it'll be exact a couple of days after this full moon. The sextile will be exact after the day after this full moon. And so this trine to the sun, this Virgo sun, of making it tangible, making it into reality. And so this is a visioning time, a wishing moon, power wishes, where it's an intention, a powerful intention, like this is what I'm creating, and a trust. It's different than faith. Trust is belief in yourself that you create everything that you desire in life, and that you have the ability to heal, to evolve, to grow, really looking at life as always evolving, rather that there's no solutions. Like, oh, you're always evolving, always healing. Everything can be healed and transformed and shifted, like the shape shifting into what we want to see. Like, you shape shift the clouds, shape shift in your mind the visualizations that are negative or that aren't really at the highest upgrade level of who you are, what you can create, what you came here to do, believing in your ability to create everything you desire, massive impact for the world, and to step into greatness, and to step into your next level of greatness, and to keep upgrading your life. This is wild genius here with this Pisces energy and this Uranus energy, and it's very much something I'm familiar with, because I have these energies in my natal chart. And so it's just this connection to the higher realms with Uranus, and then Pisces connection to spirit and the ethereal, and the visualization, the imagination, the dreaming, the unconditional love that superpowers our intentions, that makes our wishes happen. This love, the energy of creation. And so this is something, this full moon is just really, really beautiful. Here's something to focus in on this Mars and Gemini. Mars is slowing down, so it's giving us more ability to focus, but we have to bring that mental energy down into our bodies and ground. And Venus is wanting to organize and ground and slow down and be in and like really analyze what's important and what's not, and analyze what she desires. So she's helping us as well. So this energy is really saving us a lot. Mercury's in retrograde, so it never really got to this trine with Mars, but there's still this trine energy. And so there's still this help here, this positive help of our real clarity of our intentions and our vision. I'm going to go over this for all 12 signs. And before that, this energy of August was really this going forward and getting breakthroughs, Uranus, and then going back with Saturn and having some delays or some things to figure out, or things not quite clicking. And we can't control the outside world, but the thing to understand about this Uranus Saturn square that's really kicking off greater after the days after this full moon later this month is that this Saturn is asking you, it's not going to restrict if you're doing work, Saturn, in vibration, based on feeling, based on inspired action versus mental, heady action. So if you're not grounded and you're not in your body and you're not doing things a new paradigm way, and you're doing it urgency, and you're doing it have to, and you're doing it push and striving, that old toxic masculine energy, then you're going to be restricted, you're going to be limited, your doors are going to close. So with this Uranus Saturn square that's going to be coming a little bit more exact, it is asking us to have the breakthroughs, have the Uranus new stuff, and to then put it into effect through inspired action based on feeling, based on vibration, based on how you're connecting to it at the moment. If you're not connecting to the work, then you don't want to do that work at the moment. How can you get yourself into that connection? And it's going to be stillness, presence, heart-centeredness in the body, embodiment, bringing that mental energy down into your body, breathing, dancing, anything that can get you embodied. So important right now. So let's see. We're going to look at this for all 12 signs. And just give me a second here. And I can't really blow these up yet, so you won't be able to see them that well. So it's not ideal, but it's not a big deal either. So all right, let's get into all 12 signs. I'm gonna pull some cards for everybody as well, and this will be super super fun. So I'm really wishing you powerful ceremony and intentions on this full moon. I love this energy so much. It's my jam. It's my jam. So Aries, for you, you are really in this powerful Pisces Virgo axis, and with this full moon and this Uranus energy here. So it's very much healing. It's integrating old karmic things and the past, but it's a wishing moon. So it's wishing for the deep soul connections and visualizations, the soul love, the higher self, your soul expressing the life it truly wanted to live in this life and its larger purpose beyond this lifetime of why you're in this life and the evolution that you are meant to have in this life, and making that real into tangible form. And this Uranus is saying breakthroughs and awakenings are here for you in self-worth, to understand that you matter so much and you're here as a soul with a big purpose that is meant to be in the world and expressed, and you are meant to step into greatness. And can you really connect to your imagination, your creativity, and the fire, ethereal, happy energy, and initiate from your feeling body what you desire. All right, Aries. So this is really about healing and integrating your imagination, your visions. It is about healing your self-worth beliefs in being able to take your visions to fruition where things didn't work before, and understanding the real reasons why that are karmic. It is about really letting yourself have breakthroughs by being less in mental energy and more in creative enthusiasm, energy, stillness, silence. You are living poetry. So it's like, where is the dance of um of your heart, your wishes, your words coming into this life? Where is the dance of letting flow happen through you? Like, you're living poetry. Poetry is flow. It has a parameter, it has a meter to it, a cadence. And so it's like, where's the cadence in your life? Where are you out of step with the cadence of your life, that you can use this time to get back in step with the rhythms of your own heart, the rhythms of your own creativity, the rhythms of your own passions, and get back in tune with that? Drum, work, live, create to the beat of your own rhythms that are coming through you and wanting to be expressed out in the world. And I got the card, you are epic. So realizing and valuing yourself, and with this Uranus in the North Node in your second house, this card is really apropos, saying, you are epic. Like, are you really stepping into that healthy version of your ego? Because as an Aries, it is the shadow side of Aries, the me, the unhealthy ego. But are you always stepping into the next upgrade of your healthy ego, owning your value, but in a way that doesn't turn people off, in a way that receives people and includes others and shows them the magic, helps them believe in the magic of the world? That's what you do. You're the unicorn of the zodiac. You believe when no one else does. You help people see what's possible, and you break through the barriers and take the actions to show everyone, let's get this party started. We can do this. We're doing this. So make a mission statement for your soul. So this might be helpful digging into some journaling, a mission statement for your soul. Do you have a mission statement for your soul? What would that look like? I like doing little activities like this. Sometimes I'm not big on them. It's just I have my own that I want to do. I don't really need somebody else giving me one. But along this line of this mission statement of your soul, like, do you understand your big why of your soul? Have you cleared enough of the karma and the old hurts and things to be able to really be clear on what is um the intention of your soul in this life, or many of them. It's a time to not be too scattered, though. All right, Aries, lots of love. Let's go to Taurus. Nope. All right, mouse. All right, Taurus. This for you is happening in your 11th house and 5th house axis. And Uranus and the North Node in Taurus here is in your 1st house of identity, of the character that you are. So it's the 1st house is all about the personality that you get to be in this life. But it's the thing is about our personalities, it's not fixed, it's not set. We get to continually mold and upgrade and up level our personalities and keep discovering more and more and more about who we are, who we want to be. We get to try on different versions of ourselves to see what's fun, and so we get to play with this personality. We only get this body, this way of being in the world, this personality once ever. And as a soul, when we come back in and incarnate again, we take another personality. And so live this one up fully. I see a lot of people who are bland, dull, unexpressed. They're doing that status quo thing, where they are not really a unique person in of themselves. They're kind of just run of the mill everybody else. They're kind of just, they fit in, but like fitting in will do you in because you're not anybody. You're not getting the chance, giving your soul the chance to express its unique wisdom, genius, what you came here to express that's uniquely yours. Here's one of the tricks, is that you do have to make crap a lot of times before you get to the good things underneath it, the good things you have to express, the good things you have to say, your unique creativity and ideas and self-modification. This is a time to be unique and step outside your comfort zones and look outside your box with self-modification, whether that's tattoo, hair, makeup, wardrobe, the way you move and dance and walk and talk. All those things are up for some awakening, some breakthroughs, something new, expressions of who you are, that maybe you always wanted to do things and you never did it. Right, hair color really popped off in 2020, and just the last couple of years it's just been so ubiquitous versus before that. And a lot of it was because people didn't have to go to a corporation anymore. They could stay at home and like, I'm doing my hair. I always wanted, pink hair, blue hair, or whatever. I'm doing it now. So if you've noticed things like that, there's so many gifts from that time. Actually, this Pisces full moon here in the 11th is about visualizing the deep connections. It's about new connections. It's about what is your visualization for your community and your business, your audience, your community, your connection to people, what you're building and growing, how that's impacting the world, how your gifts are connecting them, and what's happening there, and bringing that into the tangible form through your leadership, through your courage to be a unique self, bringing all your gifts forward, really shining this powerful light of love on the world, being that open, fearless heart, which means taking and doing any shadow work or painful hurts and dealing with those things as they arise along the journey, all along the way. Because every time we upgrade, there'll be new things that pop up. Every time we get some interesting certain astrology aspects, there'll be things within you that you thought could never be provoked that are provoked. So it's just this lifetime journey to do that work. And when you do that work, then it gets to be a part of your life that is so rewarding. It revitalizes you. It gives you so much. It's not such the hard, devastating, traumatic work that we have to do often on the front end to truly heal and get ourselves to a place where we're just simply The inner work is just simply a part of life. It's natural. We know what to do. We have a very strong, powerful spiritual gig bag. So this is really important about your vision for what you're creating your business, your audience, your community, how that is impacting the world, humanity, what your vision for humanity is. This is big, Taurus. The North Node's in your sign, Uranus is in your sign, about not doing the old fixed ways of Taurus. So the old ways that that we looked at how we created and built in this life, it's not doing those things any longer. It's innovating the paradigms that we had about how we work in life, how we create, what you can create and what you can't, what you can grow and what you can't. People will often give me all these excuses for why they can't, the loan, the this, the that, and whatever. I'll tell you, I've had near impossible situations my whole life. I never stopped until I got the solution, and never. I didn't stop at 10 things. I didn't stop at 3 things. I didn't stop at 20 or 100. I kept going until I got the answer. So I'm just one person you can't give excuses to, because I'll tell you, if you knew the shit that I've been through in my life, you just like, how could you overcome this stuff? And part of it is making the choice that you're not going to go down that road, that you're not going to, that you just say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing depression. I'm not doing a wound. I'm not doing a big trauma to affect me in a way that actually takes me down and out of my life. And so it is this powerful bringing in, you have the organization help for you. So this is really important. You have this North Node here in your first house until next summer. So we're counting down. We've had it since January, and we're nearing down the time when you have the North Node in your sign. So it's a really important time of blooming. Get back to the elemental, and the elemental really is this Taurus, right? It's what is the most important fundamental things. So if you felt scattershot and in many directions, it's like, what is the most important thing? What's the next most important thing? And what's the next one? Like 3 things right now are really honestly what most people can actually take from focus to fruition. You can dream and do a little bit on a lot of things, or just get scattershot, but to really take something through to completion right now, and what we're doing right now in the energies is we're building this amazing foundation, this amazing rooted, earthy, grounded Taurus place for what is going to be later. We don't want to waste this time now, because what will be later is where it'll pop off. So we want to really grow and build the fundamentals and the elementals and the things that are going to allow that bloom later. So I really encourage to focus on less things, focus to fruition, then move on to the next thing, and realize that nobody's going to bleed. Nobody's dying if you don't get these things done, or certain things don't happen in your business. I promise you it'll be better if some big things get done, and then lay that with those roots for the other things. Prosperity's sisters are happiness and joy. This is absolutely true. This is the new earth. Uranus is in Taurus. Taurus is the earth. Uranus is new. This is the new earth. This is where we're breaking the paradigms of the old fixed ways that we did things on this planet, the ways that we went about the world, the ways we went about living, Taurus, the ways we went about seeing the world and narrating it and being in the world, and the value system. Taurus is the value system. So Uranus and Taurus is the new value system that is being put forward. And all of this watery energy, there might be emotions that come up, just face them as you can. But this Pisces energy is the vision of the new value system that's going to be in place in society, in culture. That is the value system of the divine feminine and divine masculine. No longer this patriarchy and toxic masculinity or wounded femininity. No longer the value system of a small select few who have tried to dominate and control for thousands of years in different iterations from all these control mechanisms. The industrial medical complex, industrial religion complex, all of the industrial era paradigms of work. So this is a new way to do work. So this card about happiness and joy is about prosperity. Yes, because prosperity really comes from, and Uranus is in manifestation, it's new ways to manifest. And so prosperity really comes from happiness and joy, letting inspired action and inspiration and joy and happiness be the reason why you take actions in your business, and not have tos and shoulds. It's gonna change. And like I said, if you don't do it that way, Saturn's gonna restrict you. But if you do it that way, Saturn's gonna let you have a pass through. I'll pull one more card for you, Taurus. You are light. So I think that sums it up beautifully. You have to remember that. You have to feed your light, but you have to remember that you are a light being. You are a light goddess. And it's like, how can you shine that light on everyone? You have this fifth house energy of the sun and Venus in your fifth house. How can you shine that light on everyone and be in this fearless, open heart if you don't feed your own light, fill your own cup, get fully resourced, enough sleep, enough nutrient dense food, enough playtime and laughter and connection and pleasure? So really put that feather in your hat and take that to the bank, Taurus. All right, Gemini. That's funny. Okay, Gemini. That's really funny. Okay. I never know what you're gonna get. Okay. Okay. Maybe I can keep a straight face. Maybe not. Gemini. And so this energy has been blowing you up, girl, like blowing you up. And guys, if you're listening, this Gemini energy, holy fuck balls. Like, wow. I have Mercurial energy in my chart too, and it's like explosion. It was amazing, but holy. So this is not the easiest energy for you to not be scattered all over the place and doing many things in many directions. Gemini just wants to speed and just wants to get there, and it just doesn't really care as long as it's going and doing, and you know. So it is a time of a necessary need for more stillness, more meditation, more movement, more being in your body. However you get yourself in your body, in your breath, and in your heart, do that, and do it daily, and do it a little bit more than normal, and maybe just even more than that. This will help you so much. So really think about the scattershot energy and pulling that off of the danger zone of where you just don't get anything done. Focus is challenging right now. This full moon is in your sacred calling house. So your business, the vision for your business, the greater vision that we are intending right now, a lot of the pieces, but the greater vision as well, and building that foundation now. There's going to be breakthroughs and some karma shit that you've been dealing with, some awakenings to what things really mean, why things have really been happening. Definitely work with past life work. Definitely do Reiki and get channeled messages and speak to your guides, and make sure you're doing that automatic writing or that journaling or that speaking to your guides and asking the questions, because this is breakthrough time for you from that old karma and that old past life issues that have been dragging you down and weighing you down for a really long time. Actually, you're bringing this vision into this world of feeling your way through life, helping others feel their way through life, and make this transition from the amygdala fear brain, the thinking their way through life, to the feeling our way through life. So you're doing this powerful work in your sacred mission. Your vision is about helping people transition into this new way, new value system we're living, Uranus and Taurus, this new paradigm, this new way of being in our being as a human. And the vision is whatever you desire in your business and desire to create. This Virgo energy is helping you with home life, to be more stable and organized at home. That's going to help you a lot. I really recommend doing that as much as possible. Getting organized, getting grounded, staring at a flame or a fire is so amazing. We have this autumn time coming in where fire ceremonies or fire circles with friends, all of that can be really connecting, grounding, getting you that chance to be chatty and talking, but grounding into something elemental. bringing that energy in. And so this Uranus trine to the sun too is very much this energy of just doing things in a way that is what you always wanted and dreamed about in your life. You have this energy here to support what you really want to create, what you really want to be, not being stymied by the old limitations, not being stymied by weird karmic stuff that you didn't have a name for it. You didn't know what to call it. But you know there's some block, energetic, invisible. So we're breaking some of those down. This is a time of quantum leaps. You can be here and just quantum leap to there. This is a time of massive upgrades. This moon can really quantum leap you forward. Nourish the sacred feminine. So, like I said, the sacred feminine needs stillness. She needs pleasure. She needs novelty and that curiosity, which you're great at that. But this stimulation, is it a healthy stimulation all in the mind, or is it pulled down into the body and is a stimulation that is moving you where you want to go in life and intending these amazing visualizations that you have, all of this amazing downloads that you've had, and intending them so that the inspired actions can come through. Even though you're great at doing multiple things at once, I would pare down to just 3 things to focus on, because otherwise you're not going to bring anything from focus to fruition with this energy, with Mars in your sign for 7 months. And this is Mars, going to coming into Gemini and retrograding back and then going forward again. So it's taking 3 passes. And so it's doing a lot. We are being asked in humanity to master our Mars and being asked, where the hell's our Mars at? So look in your chart at what your Mars is doing, because it's time to master it. Nourishing your sacred feminine, that stillness. That's what that card is asking for you, particularly. No one else got that card. You got that card. Creator alchemy. Absolutely. This is absolutely like creator alchemy for you. Taking like those quantum leaps I talked about. There's a DNA strand in this sacred geometry. Octagon? I don't know what it is. And so it's this alchemy of taking the shadows and the karmic stuff with the North Node and Uranus being in your 12th and alchemizing it to this quantum leap of lightning awakenings and healing and understanding that launches you forward in ways that you did not think was possible. Stop, drop, and ground. So you're getting all of these cards, exactly what I said. This energy is just blowing you up so much. And with Mars in Gemini, it's a focus on you. This is an amazing time, this 7 months. So it's like, to capitalize on it, you have to realize that you quantum leap, not letting the old karmic shit get you down, and realize that you're meant to move past it, get these awakenings, get these epiphanies, get these understandings. The understanding is what turns things into wisdom that you use. It's the understanding is what brings in compassion for you and other people. It's what allows you to let the fuck go of all that shit. And this divine feminine card I just dropped with this stop, drop, and ground is asking you, please get into stillness, please get into your body, please ground. This is going to be your prescription for 7 months. And if you don't do this, this will really be hard to have things bloom when the planets go forward, when Jupiter moves forward in December, when things start popping off in January, and as Mars rolls out of Gemini in March next year. So this is and this stop, drop, and ground even has this little seedling saying that we are building big things here. I know everybody has just been wanting to see the big fruitions now. I really get it. Everyone is in this place, but realize how fertile this time is right now, how fecund and how important it is. So ground, get in stillness, meditate, talk to your guides, write all that mental energy out, get it out. Just go on walks and talk it out to a voice memo or something to feel like you're talking to somebody. Think about as if somebody's there to get it out, to get things up and out that wouldn't come out otherwise. When you pretend you're talking to someone else, a coach, a friend, whomever, things come out of you and up and out that don't come out usually, and it gets them out. And that way you don't have to verbally puke on somebody else, but you also get to know like get really intimate with yourself and what's really in there. All right, Gemini. Cancer. For you, Cancer, this full moon is your 9th, 3rd house axis. So this Virgo energy is in your 3rd house of cleaning and organizing the clutter in your brain. So very much like Gemini, it's asking you to do that journaling work to get the clutter out of your mind. Again, if you didn't listen to other signs, pretend like you're talking to someone else, because things will come up and out of you as if in a different way that don't come up usually, and you can get that out and grow that deeper intimacy with what the hell am I really thinking in there, because we're in our head all day, but when we put it on paper, then we see it differently, and we actually feel like we got it acknowledged, we had it witnessed, we were seen, we were heard, we actually know what we think, instead of when we just speak it to friends, oftentimes we still don't know what the hell we think because we're going and speaking it to another friend. It's verbal diarrhea. So it's really important to understand what is going on in there and to clean the clutter of our mind. So this is really the prescription for you right now. This full moon is in your 9th house of new horizons, of being this leader, this visionary in the world, realizing that you are a visionary. You are meant to be a visionary. You are a visionary. You have this big vision to bring this to the people, where your vision is inspiring, uplifting, and encouraging the people to heal and awaken and activate and to liberate themselves from the programming. You being a guide in that vision is what allows others to step into their visionary self, or their powerful self, or their really strong sense of self-worth self. So you have this big place, and this is also travel, which means travel is about expanding our horizons. It's about great understanding, because when we travel, we understand things we never understood. Like when you go to the UK and you see bullet type trains, they're not bullet trains, but they're almost as fast as bullet trains. You go to Japan and you see bullet trains, and you're like, why the hell do we not have these in the US? This is absurd. This is inane. You have to drive days and days to get across the country in the US, and we could have these trains that get us there in one day. And instead you have to drive 4 days, or get sick because you're driving all day and all night. Like, it's silly. It's like, why don't we, if we're such this progressive, not politically, but progressive, like forward thinking country, then why don't we have the things that are so far advanced that other countries have? So when you travel this 9th house, maybe not literally, but when you travel, as in when you learn new things, when you expand your horizons, when you expand your knowledge and your ideas, and you actually listen to what other people have to say and hear them out without that inferiority complex, or that issue of like never being acknowledged because you haven't acknowledged and been proud and programmed that into your own subconscious. I'm proud of myself. I value myself. I am valued. I am worthy. I am worthwhile. My ideas matter. I matter. If you haven't programmed all that in, and you can do that now, Chemical Goddess, my coaching program, then it's like, then you don't, that inferiority issue will cause you to not want to hear what other people have to say, and not want to meet people and connect to people. And that Cancer already wants to be behind the walls and be safe and secure, and so not going out into the world. And so that really prevents you from making sales in your business. It prevents you from higher visibility in your business. It prevents you from being the visionary and the amazing, massive leader that you are as a light goddess, and stepping into your next level of greatness and your next level of greatness. So this Uranus and North Node that's going to be here in your 11th house for a while is about your contribution to the world, bringing your gifts to the world. And this Mars in in your 12th house is activating a lot of old issues so they can be resolved, because Mars is going forwards, backwards, forwards. So it's for the resolution of old karmic shit, and it's for speaking it out, talking it out, getting it out, and having the understandings and epiphanies and ideas from that. This Uranus and North Node making the sextile to the full moon is saying it's time to break out of the old value systems that you've held, and concerning people, concerning the way you've dealt with people, concerning, staying in those stuck places with people, judging people, being in inferiority issues, not acknowledging and honoring your own beauty and your own power and your own magic, to the point where it's defensiveness and offensiveness with other people, that you can get triggered and your buttons get pushed and you can't even have the connections that you long for and crave, and that actually make you clients, make you an audience, make you sales, upgrade you to the next level of visibility in your soulpreneurship. This trine to the sun is saying, get more organized in this, with your value system. Write it down, journal it out, express it out. Be very clear about your value system. Be very clear about your priorities. Do they match your dreams? Often they are not aligned. We do that work in Alchemical Goddess. Often they are not aligned. That you have these priorities, which may be safety and comfort, and your dreams are this, and they take you breaking out of your comfort zones, breaking out of the way that you view what safety is, the way you define safety, and for you to redefine safety. So this is a really important full moon. It's not light. I encourage you to do some of this journaling work that I've been suggesting, these prompts that I've been suggesting all throughout this, and pull some cards for you, Cancer. Light and the unexpected. There is always light in the shadow and shadow in the light. And we were talking about that a lot because Mars is in your 12th house karmically. And it's like getting that Gemini understanding, getting the epiphanies and the awakenings. And, with this energy of Uranus and your 11th, the awakenings, epiphanies, the breakthroughs, and connecting with people, growing your audience, sales, marketing, visibility, like how you market yourself, how you speak your copy, how you explain what the hell you do, how you how you educate your audience, how you are understood and understand them. And so there's breakthroughs. So this light and the unexpected of like, realize that there is the unexpected breakthroughs coming through for you, and this card confirmed what the astrology is saying for you as well. That light is understanding, it is knowledge, it is finally getting it. Creator Earth. So this Earth is asking you to please ground, please get grounded, please meditate, please get out of the mind, get in that feeling body. This Pisces is watery, it is versatile, so mix it up. One day, if your old routines don't work, try different things, pull out all the things you know to do. Maybe you do some Wim Hof breathing one day, and you do yoga the next day, and you do meditation the other day, and you do journaling another day, but find stillness, find grounding, really ground into this earthy energy. And that's where you'll create from. And inflow with money. So really believe in your prosperity, really believe in what is the gap in your belief in where you are and your money. Look at where that gap is in your prosperity, and really believe that money flows in through you and stays with you and keeps flowing, and that it's just the most natural thing in the whole world to have prosperity. So it's our beliefs that often make us see exactly what our beliefs are programmed. So if we don't believe in money flowing, then our brain is not going to show us all the ways that we can tweak the copy one word, and bam, the faucet turns on for us and clients are coming in. Our brain won't show us how, oh, this needs to be changed on my website, oh, this needs to be done. But when you believe that in the truth that you're prosperous and that you make money with ease, and you do that belief work, which is some serious belief work, some serious money work, then the faucets turn on, because your brain shows you, like, I need to tweak this, I need to do that, this needs to be. So your brain helps, makes it happen. Our brains will show us what is programmed on our brain. Brain doesn't care what it shows us, but it will literally not show us the keys sitting right there if we believe our keys are lost. So our brain will just make us keep walking past the keys. They're right by the door. We just keep walking past them because we are thinking our keys are lost. Oh, and they're lost. I lost them in the car, and then they took off, and I'm gonna have to go get my friend and bring the car back. And it's like, no, the keys are right at the door. And then finally you go do something else. You go do the dishes or take a shower, and you come back, you're like, my keys are right here, I walked past them 3 times. It's because literally your brain will omit what doesn't corroborate the belief that you have programmed in your subconscious. That's why belief work is so freaking important. What does your soul say? This is a good power question. Like this is a good power question to just all the time. What does my soul say? Not what my mind. What does my soul say? I love it. I love this question. This is like the question to be working with, because that's how you will know if you're in your head or down in your body and feeling what's right for you and what's wrong for you. I also am really telling every sign nearly, I recommend condensing and consolidating what you think you need to do right now to like 3 main things, because otherwise we won't focus to fruition. So I'm just giving everyone that advice on this reading here. Okay, Cancer. Leo, this energy for you is this 8th house, 2nd house axis. This is really grounding in your deep self-worth and looking at where can you eliminate some of the programming, some of the analyzing that you do, the self-critical stuff that you do, the putting yourself down, the judgment, the perfectionism. Where can you eliminate that so you can upgrade to the next level of self-worth and self-love and innovate your value system? This full moon is in your 8th house of sex and money. So other people's money, clients, how people want to buy from you, and this deep connection to the other realms, this upgrade in your sight, in your ability to connect with your guides, to connect with the universe, to connect with your channel, your powerful channel channeling through you. So this is an upgrade in your gifts, this full moon. So visioning, like, what do I want? How do I want to, what do I want my gifts to be in this world? What am I meant to do as a priestess and a seer and as a wise woman, as a light goddess? This is big dreams and that sexual, creative, primal energy. How do you want your life to be? Like, how do you want your deep intimacy connection to your own body and your own self-pleasuring? This is really important because a lot of women have never self-pleasured without toys. A lot of women don't self-pleasure at all. And a lot of women don't see self-pleasure as many different definitions, not only masturbation, but also taking yourself out on a date yourself, or getting yourself flowers, or doing the bath in the way where you have the candles and the music and all the things that just make it so amazing. And doing that, taking the time, like telling yourself you deserve the time to do that for yourself, to give yourself the pleasures in this life. And that deep intimacy with yourself means that you listen to what the hell your own mind is saying on paper. Because when you do it on paper, it's much different. On paper, you are actually really witnessing and acknowledging what the hell is going on in there that simply thinking it out doesn't do. Pretending like you're speaking to somebody as you're journaling can really help bring things up that don't come up typically. And this Uranus, so I mean, this is really about supercharging this visualization of this deep, because a lot of people aren't intimately connected to their own self. They're just spewing it out everywhere. They don't know what they think themselves, so it prevents that next level of intimacy. This Uranus North Node sextile to the full moon. I hope I keep saying full moon. My brain has been like new moon. It's been really stuck on that word. But this Uranus North Node conjunction sextile to this full moon is this breaking the old value systems in what you think about business and the way it has to run and the way it has to be, and breaking the old value systems of giving a shit about what other people think about you, and then going into a little self-worth pity party thing, or going into your inferiority issues, or going into all your self-worth issues. Like really realizing that this is a new way to be in the world, a new value system that's based on deep self-love, that's based on the belief in yourself that doesn't have to be proven. It's based on healthy pride, not the shadow of Leo, the unhealthy, depraved pride. And to really understand the ethereal, amazing beauty of Leo, the light, the vulnerability, the creation, the enthusiasm, the passion, the romance, the love. Like, it's just such this yummy energy when it's expressed at the highest octaves. It is absolutely this amazing, beautiful energy. So where is the new value system? There's going to be awakenings here for you with this full moon. If you get silent, visualize, go inward, gather inward, there's going to be epiphanies and understandings coming in. And it might take until the 16th to have some of the deeper understandings really, really conscious. And this Mars energy is blowing up your 11th house. So connections with people, connections with friends, lots of things coming in, connections that are supporting your business. Feed your artist. So means play. It means puttering around, giving yourself that container of time where you let yourself be off schedule and off book to just putter and play and create, not for your business, but just create for you. Just create for fun. Just create because this color turned you on and this picture was cool and you wanted to put them together in an infographic or a PDF, or you're playing around, or you've been thinking about making this course forever, but not doing the course for your business, like doing the course because it downloaded and you're like, this has just been so fun. I'm going to create this, and then I don't know what it'll be. Maybe it'll go in, maybe it won't, but I just am doing this for me. Where is the time for yourself that you're feeding your own creative soul that isn't for everybody else? What are you just researching for yourself because you just want to know it? Reading the book just for you, not for work, not for having to know something about being a parent or having to know something about something else. It's just for you. That is what's going to feed your artist. You are light. And that Leo energy is the light when it's expressed at the highest octave, and it's not in those inferiority or superiority issues, when it's not in that feed me grapes syndrome and like do everything for me. And it's like this beautiful ethereal enthusiasm and love, and showing humanity what love is all about and what play and fun and that whole thing about prosperity comes when there's love and there's joy. So befriend the world. Befriend the word polarize. So befriend the word polarize, like these dynamics of shadow and light and shadow, these dynamics of the feminine and the masculine, all of these disparate ideas. It's not bringing them apart. It's like, how can these be pulled in and integrated, and how can it not be a problem when they are distinct and individual within themselves? Are there some polarizations that you're dealing with inside yourself at the moment that need to be attended to? What is this polarization about? Let's see. Integrate your knowing. Okay, so it is about pulling in these polarizations to integrate them into this common thread of knowing that is deeper and combines disparate things into a more Gestalt Pisces holistic view of life, that eagle view, but yet it can see the Virgo details. So really pulling in the Gestalt instead of all the compartmentalization and the distinctions that aren't serving you. This Pisces is this imagination and dreaming. So give yourself that creativity time. And telling everybody, all signs, that it's a good idea to really bring it down into like 3 projects so you can focus to fruition. If you do more than that, it's really going to be scattershot, or not a lot's going to get out the door. All right, Leo. Virgo, this for you is this amazing Uranus North Node energy in your 9th house. The full moon is in your 7th house, and this Virgo energy is in your 1st house. Of course, it is your season. It is your birthday time. It can be a challenging time leading up to your birthday. So just know that if that's the way it is, there's some challenges, some deep introspection. That's typical. It's a balsamic phase up to your birthday. And this birthday time is this time of what's going to happen for this next year. It's a solar return. It's like, what is this next year of my life about? But be the creator of it. Don't think your solar return chart has to tell you. It's like, it's all these retrogrades, so it's going to be about reflecting the whole year. Fuck that. Solar returns that chart might not affect you at all in any way. We might have to look at your solar arc or your progressions or all these charts and combine them, and maybe your lunar new moons for every month for a year, and to see like what actually is the thing for you. So be the creator of your life. Don't let things dictate to you. and realize that that it can be hard for you to do Pisces. It can be hard for you to dream. It can be hard for you to stop being so practical and stop having to see it before you believe that it's possible. So this full moon, and keep saying new moon, this full moon for you is about possibilities and potentialities and believing in the invisible, which is the only reason the visible, tangible world even exists. It wouldn't exist without the invisible. So being a Virgo, like, depending on what your personal chart looks like, you may have less an ability to be with the invisible, or more of an ability. If you have a lot of Virgo planets in the 8th house, you're going to have more of an ability. But if you don't, and so we'd have to look at your individual chart. But this can be hard for Virgos to really allow for the dreaming space, the imagination space, the creativity, and the visualizing into being, and the wishing, not supplication to wishing to something out there, but the wishing as in power wishes that you intend to create this vision so that the inspired action can then flow through you. And then that practical, that Virgo, use it to organize, to be grounded, to lay foundations, to lay the systems and structures in place that those dreams, that the actions, that inspired action can then be taken, and those dreams can be woven into this tangible reality. This full moon is about your relationships, in a powerful way, where what is your vision for the relationships of your business, your audience, your connections, the way your people relate to your copy and your marketing and your website and all of your branding and your social media. How do people relate to that? Those are relationships as well, even people you don't see or don't know personally. It's a relationship to your audience in all of those ways. So this is a big visioning for how you want to come across. What are the new evolutions, the new upgrades? What are the old revised ones that, okay, I understand everything I was doing now, and I'm eliminating all these things, and I'm just have this clarity. This is clarity. This is this wild genius connecting to the sextile to Uranus and the North Node, having breakthroughs and having understandings that you didn't have before, and gaining that clarity, gaining that focus that can come in and allow you to take inspired action instead of frenzied or have to, or I'm a Virgo, so I have to see it in reality first types of action, but really that dreamy, imaginative action of the Pisces energy. This is this this shape shifting the clouds, this visualizing, like all the dreams that you want to see, not being in the idealization or the fantasy, but really in this is my vision. And with that Virgo, you can use that Virgo to help it be practical, to know that this is what I actually can create. Maybe parts of it are 1 year out or 10 years out, but this is tangible, practical. It can be created. And what are the 3 pieces I'm going to focus on right now? Because if we focus on too many right now, which that Mars energy is pushing us to do, you have Mars in your sacred calling house, the 10th house. So it is pushing you in that direction, and it's got you in your mind over analyzing what people think of you and how they're going to perceive you. And so it's really getting the fuck out of your mind and grounding, meditating, yoga, whatever you need to do, to be able to be really clear and have the clarity of what you're creating. So you're revamping, revisiting your personality and who you are, with it being your birthday season, with the sun being in your first house. So it's about, who am I? What's a new personality? Am I innovating things? Am I bringing new things in? What are my deep desires? Venus is what you really desire, who you really desire to be in the first house here. And then Mars is like how you go about getting that. And so all the ideas are downloading. You know exactly how to make that happen. New makeup, new wardrobe, experimenting, whatever it is. Maybe you take an improv class. You want to be a better speaker, whatever it is. So there's so much solutions and creative ideas, but it can be the overload of them. So it's like, how do you focus in? This Pisces energy is the visionary, and it's the madness in a good way, like mad with creativity and passion and dreaming. So accept and receive. So are you able to receive? Are you able to say thank you for a compliment? Are you able to own the value that people see in you? Do you find yourself valuable? Have you programmed in those belief systems into your subconscious? I'm valuable. I matter. My work matters. Those are really important beliefs to program in. If you haven't done that work, you come into Alchemical Goddess, my coaching program, the now. So again, there's cards after cards coming up for a lot of signs. You're a very analytical sign. Then you have Mars blowing up your 10th house, making you think about what other people think of you. That can really get the mind even more activated. And so being present, however you can get into your body, your heart, and your breath, might be breathing exercises, meditation, walking in nature, doing any kind of grounding in nature will really support you. So being by bubbling, gurgling rivers and creeks and water, that can really bring you into a present place because of the noise. Sound baths would be great for you right now. Things that are going to actively engage your mind into being able to get still in a way where it might be movement stillness, where it's a focused mind, a concentrated mind. So maybe power yoga, power vinyasa would be great. Cozy up with risk. So where are you not stepping outside of your comfort zones? Where are you not breaking into the next level of your visibility? Where are you not connecting with people and hiding behind the safety walls of whatever that looks like in your life, whether it's your actual house or your old groups of friends or old places you looked for your audience and clients, and not breaking into new avenues, new places to do things. Risk is only risk because we see it as risk, because we're only in some sort of fear, like risking what supposedly will happen if you do the thing, if you step up into next level of visibility, getting guest appearances or doing something, what supposedly will happen. And it's really telling yourself that that's actually not true, that is that's that, you know, these fears of facing those fears. All right, Virgo, I am going to go grab my water real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Put my computer into, that would be ideal. Yay. All right. This is for you, Libra. So this full moon for you, Libra, is in your sixth house, 12th house axis. This full moon is in your sixth house of the tangible reality. It is the house of healing and integration. This Mars has been blowing you up because of that. You're already a more cerebral sign, thinking things through all the time. And so then that Mars is really brought in a lot of downloads and a lot of information, has really been activating the mind even more so. And this so everything that's been downloading, everything that's been coming in, it's asking you to now integrate. This full moon is your big vision for the lifestyle and the life force energy you have. Life force energy meaning your health, vitality, your radiance, your ability to take action, do the things you want to do and in life, and make the dream life happen, like taking inspired action, having the energy for all of that. And so the sixth house is your lifestyle, so it's your big vision, it's your big visualizations, your big dreams, your big power wishes for the lifestyle you really want to live. Our lifestyle is like, my cousin said this to me a long time ago when I was moving to San Diego, and he said this is a lifestyle city or something to that effect. And I lived in different places, but I really hadn't lived on a coast. I had, but not much, and not really as an adult. And so I hadn't really lived in a city where there's just so many different possibilities of what you can do. Where in the Midwest, you know, you can't climb a mountain in the Midwest. You can go someplace to climb a mountain. In the Midwest, you can't, you know, surf. There's no ocean. You can surf on the Great Lakes, but it's not the same as ocean surfing. And a certain time of year, and it's a whole other thing. It's not tides, it's wind, and it's just whatever. So you're just so limited by so many things. and what you can do. So he's like, it's a lifestyle city. It's like, think about the lifestyle you want to live. And he never sits down. Him and his daughter, I mean, from the time his daughter was itty bitty, like a 1-year-old, she's been on a surfboard, on a paddleboard, on a skateboard. They've been biking, doing something. It's just, there's new things people do now of types of biking I've never heard of on these like ramp things. And it's just like, okay, I want to try this. I want to do this. So it's the lifestyle that you want to live. Like, are you really considering a lifestyle, or are you living a normie life? Are you living a life somebody told you was the life, that this was what life is, that it's, a picket fence, or it looks like this, or it's this way? Like, have you thought that you get to travel? Have you thought that you get to have adventures? Have you tried anything new and different? Have you considered, really looked at, what's the lifestyle I really want to live? If I had the dream lifestyle, what would that entail? Would it be traveling? Would it be other countries? Would it be different things I would be having purchased? Would I be doing different activities that are the things I love and desire? Would I be a skydiver? Would I be a this or that? It's like, would I have a motorcycle? What is your lifestyle that you really want, that you're not ever really thinking is possible for you? Because this is what's up for you. This is the wishing moon. This is the time to do power wishes, not supplication out to some being, but what you intend to actually live, the vision of life that you really want to live. We get this personality for this one incarnation, and that's that. And so who knows what the next incarnation brings. And so it's, are you really living this life to the fullest? And have you explored things that you've never explored before? Doing new things instead of the same old amazing thing. Maybe you do amazing things, but have you done new, different, adventurous, amazing things? Have you mixed it up? Have you tried some new life? But whatever that lifestyle and that life force energy is, that vitality, that health, that healthy self, this is what this full moon is really more focused on for you, and calling in the visions, setting the intention so that inspired action can come through for you. It's really calling you to get out of your head. You have the sextile to Uranus and the North Node in this 8th house of being embodied, being that sacral primal energy. Connect to yourself, get intimate with yourself, get that mental energy out on paper so that you can really understand what's in there. And when you do it in your head, you're not actually witnessing and acknowledging yourself in a way that releases it and gets you into a place where you feel connected to yourself at different levels of intimacy. Intimacy just deepens with ourselves, but many people never even touch the intimacy that's possible. That is so profound and life-changing, and makes you a creator of life in the highest levels of being a visionary and an impact to this world. With this Mars in your 9th house, it is blowing you up in your place as a guide and a leader, and it's asking you, and it's taken multiple passes back and forth, like saying, are you going to step into your role as a visionary for this world and have this massive impact on this world? Or are you going to stay in the mediocrity? Are you going to stay in the fear? Are you going to stay in the never upgrading, never up leveling? And this sun, Virgo sun and Venus are in your karmic house, 12th house, saying that we want to get more organized about the shadow work we're doing, about the self-coaching work we're doing, about the internal work we're doing. We want to be more tangible with it. We want to be more focused. We want to have more clarity. And that is actually what's going to allow this Pisces dreaming to launch and to break through. And this Uranus is the breakthroughs and the epiphanies in that deep connection to self, and the subconscious issues that are holding you back, the limitations. And so there can really, if you do this Virgo work of this tangible self-coaching and inner work, then this Uranus is going to allow for those breakthroughs, epiphanies, awakenings, those quantum leaps. You can be here and just suddenly be in a quantum leap here, stepping into greater visibility that you never thought you were capable of, that you never knew you had in you, and being confident and self-assured and so solid. So really realize the power that is possible for you with this full moon. I hope I'm saying full moon. I keep, am I? I don't know. Nourish the sacred feminine. So time to get in the body, in the heart, in the breath, and out of that thinking energy. It can be very high and stimulating. but it's like, are you taking stillness? Because this is a time where we need more stillness than usual, because there's more heady mental energy than usual, and the mind is not where we create from. It's not where we get our knowledge from and our intuition from. We get it all from the feeling body. So it's more stillness is needed, and you can do moving stillness, and that might very well be exactly what you need, where it's doing power vinyasa, where it's a moving, concentrated focus of the mind. That is a moving stillness that focuses you and concentrates you in and helps that brain to zero in, get back to elemental. So I'm getting a lot of the same cards for you that I'm getting for other more cerebral signs of get back to the ground, the earth, the basics, enough sleep, enough nutrients, self-coaching work, fire ceremonies, fire get-togethers with other people where you get that connection, talking, need met, and yet you've got the fire and the grounding, the elements of the earth, and the fall, the autumn, the seasons changing here that we're going to be going through, and that energy of staring into a fire can be this great way to concentrate and focus and meditate. Actually, it's really powerful. So bring the elements in, and the other elements, to balance out all this air. Lead your metamorphosis. So this is powerful, where it's like, don't just let a metamorphosis happen to you. Like, use this Pisces moon to vision what you want. What do you desire? What are the possibilities and potentialities and the imagination? And this is mutating. It's like mutating, shape-shifting the clouds. It's that energy. So lead your metamorphosis. Be the one that is in the creator, in the power, in the empowered place within yourself, not succumbing to the limitations of fear and doubts. Are you doing that belief work to cure the self-doubts? Choose who you are becoming. Like, choose it on purpose. Create, like, who is the you that you are becoming? What's the next version of yourself? Is she confident? Is she, don't do airy fairy fuzzy things. Do tangible, practical, this Virgo, who is the you you're becoming, in practical, tangible forms. This is how I show up in the world. This is what I do when I'm not showing up that way. I actually go do something to fully resource myself. I go have adventures, or I go have connection, or I go have pleasure. I fill my cup up. Who is the you? All right, Libra. Scorpio, this full moon is taking place in your 5th house, 11th house axis. And so this Virgo energy is wanting you to be more practical and grounded about building your audience, your connections to other people, networking, your client work, whether it's outreach or discovery calls, or however you do that, the marketing and the way you connect in your marketing and your copy and your website and your pictures and your branding and your social media posts. So it's wanting you to be more practical, more grounded. It might be actually being very structured and organized in your social media posts and your peer pillars and the way that you go about it. It could be really getting organized in your networking and your schedule, and where people fit into your schedule, and what you're available to, what amount of time that you give to people, because you need that time on your own to regroup and to refresh and rejuvenate yourself. So really being more Virgo about it, more thoughtful, practical, grounded, purposeful, intentional about that, instead of willy-nilly and haphazard about it. This Pisces full moon is in your 5th house of your contributions to the world, what you're creating, what you're making, your services, your products, what you're creating as far as your branding and your look and your vibe and your social media posts and groups, masterminds, networking, all those things. What you're creating as far as who you are, the next version of yourself that you're creating, the life that you're creating, the lifestyle, the relationships that you're creating. And so it's really wanting you to imagine and visualize that of your dreams, believe and believe and believe and trust that the inspired action will flow through you just so naturally of what to do to make it all happen, as long as you intend and do your power wishes with intention, not asking something to bring it to you, but you intending, believing, trusting in yourself to channel through every action that's inspired and joyful to take to do it. Remember, with this Saturn and Aquarius, we can't do it the old paradigm ways or the doors will close. We have to do it from joy and from feeling and vibration and love. This Uranus North Node conjunction sextile this full moon is going to be bringing in these massive epiphanies about relationships, why things went down that way, why people communicate this way or why they're that way, or how you need to communicate to other people, how you want to think about your relationships so that it's the highest service to you both, or some relationships need to dissolve and others need to come in, and what you allow, the boundaries that you allow and the boundaries you take down, and definitely take down more boundaries. The epiphanies and awakenings are here for you if you do this Virgo work of being more intentional and practical and scheduled and thoughtful about it all, giving yourself enough time to rejuvenate. This Mars has been blowing up your 8th house, so there's a lot of analyzing about your intimacy, your sex, the deeper partnership intimacies, soulmate connections in relationships, and your sacral energy, that connection to yourself, your guides, your gifts. There's a lot of thinking about that right now, and there's a lot of mastery that is here for you. So pulling cards for you, Scorpio. Follow through. So definitely that's what I was sensing with this Virgo, is this follow through, this more structured, this more grounded approach. So I really am encouraging every sign to focus on 3 things. For you, it might be 2 things or 1 thing at a time, period, to take this mental buzzy energy and this overanalyzation energy to focus to fruition, to complete the projects, to manifest the projects going through. So it's this follow through energy of, like, when you say you're going to meet people or show up, it's showing up and making sure you're filling your cup to be able to do that. What are the limitations and the blocks there? Because that's what's going to be important. And this Mars is bringing up subconscious stuff from childhood to be understanding and getting and getting some changes with. So that Virgo is going to help you with that. Creator fire. So bringing in the fire energy, the ethereal imagination, the play, the enthusiasm. So where is the enthusiasm at? Where is the joy? And how are you getting that? And since this is in your 5th house, this full moon, it's all about imagination and play and joy. Are you giving yourself time that has a container around it that's just for play, that's just for creative works, that doesn't have to make anything, make money or produce anything? That's just because it's feeding your light, it's feeding your soul. What do you really want? What do you really want? Often, if you look at your priorities, it'll be really different from what you really want. And so it's about getting outside of comfort zones and breaking down old boundaries that served at one time but do not serve you anymore. It's important. Fall in love with your own story. So what is the story you've been telling about your life? Do you want to tell that story about your life anymore? Like, is it an antiquated story? It's outdated and it's like time to ditch that. It's like, what's the story you want to live for the next 10 years? Or you're going to keep repeating that old one for the next 10 years that you've been repeating for 10 years. Like, what's the story you want to live? And then be getting very clear about that, falling in love with it, because love, that joy, that happiness is what creates it into being, and letting that inspired action flow through you to make that a reality. The edge of evolution feels messy. It, like with the Scorpio energy, you can feel out of control all the time. You really can just, you're meant to merge. You want to merge. You want to have these deep thing. It's, the Scorpio can get in too deep before it knows it's in too deep, and really underestimate things. And, so the edge of evolution feels messy, is letting it be messy. It's like orgasm. It's messy, You might piss the bed. Like, like it's just like letting it be what it is and letting that all be okay, letting yourself suck at things so that you can get better at them and master them. To master things, you got to make many, to make a masterpiece, you got to make many pieces. And a lot of those pieces will suck. All right, Scorpio. Always fun here. The Hotep Pagoda. All right. So this full moon for you, Sagittarius. All right, Sag. So this full moon is in your 4th house of family, of home. I'm trying to think of what Sages I know. Try to get all the Sages out of my life because I don't really do good with me. I think every single like narcissistic abuser has been a Sag. I'm not putting down Sages, but it was other placements along with the Sag. But holy fuck. Yeah, Sages are not good for me, especially if they're Virgo rising. Don't like y'all. So yeah, South Node Sag or Sag Sun, but Sag is amazing sign. So Sag is gregarious and happy. I'm not putting down Sages. Don't freak out, okay? It's just how different people's charts mix with other people's charts. They don't always mix well. So, anyways, setting that aside, Sag, you know, this full moon is about your vision of your life, and our life starts at home, and that's how we have the wings to go out into the world to create what we want. And if home's not the vision and the imaginative dream that we really want, which yours needs to be interesting, and it needs to be constantly changing and having new things coming in and out, and it needs to be stimulating and new ideas, and needs to be learning new things all the time. And you know, it needs to be engaging, and it needs to be socializing, and it needs you to have your own little space too when you're not feeling it sometimes. That what's going to help you is this Virgo energy in your 10th of organizing your business, your solopreneurship, your schedules, what you have to do out in the world, all the functions, and really stop over analyzing and being perfectionistic and giving a shit what other people think about you. That's going to help you really imagine into being and really set some power intentions and power wishes forward about the dream home life. Maybe it's the way your home looks, upgrading the house. Maybe it's the relationships and the deepening and the connections and the deeper intimacies and doing some of the things that you've always wanted to do with your family and your loved ones. Maybe it's having that emotional mastery that's going to allow you to step into the next level of visibility in your business, and in your impact on the world. And so it's like, what is this imagination, the potentiality, the possibilities that you really want for yourself here? What is the comforts that you want in your life that you didn't think was possible, or that you haven't pulled in? Is like, this is possible for me. This is what I want. These are the comforts. I want an air conditioned floor. I want a heated floor. I want both. I want, you know, the amazing office of my dreams. I want the most amazing sofa that does these things, you know, whatever it is. And it can be the experience of life that you have when you're at home, or just within your own being, your sense of comfort zones and security when you're around out in the world, being out and about. It can be the new level, the new upgrade of yourself in that way. And with this sextile to Uranus, and the North Node to your full moon here, it's about your lifestyle and having awakenings and epiphanies that you can have the lifestyle you want, that you never thought you could have, that you actually get to create it, that you actually don't have to do all these have tos and the status quo. That Uranus is about breaking the status quo ideas about what you thought lifestyle had to be, or what you thought this projected reality was, or what you thought life was. And it is about this new vision. And so there's epiphanies coming in, there's downloads. This is breakthrough and wild genius coming in, about what is possible for you and how you can actually live it and be it and make the life of your dreams. This Mars is blowing you up in relationships. So there's a lot of going on here. Thinking about relationships for the next 7 months. All right, this card already wants to come up. Make a mission statement for your soul. So Sag, you got this card as well. So it's like, are you just kind of scattered all over the place? Because that Sag can just shoot all the arrows in all the directions and not really create the thing, and not really be focused in a tangible way that makes you actually up level to the real place that you could, if you weren't so scattershot all over the place and just not really caring, just wanting stimulation more than wanting the vision. And so do you know the vision of your soul, and what is that? And are you really clear about that and that clarity? Collaboration of souls, you're great at socializing. You're great at that happy connection and that gregariousness and that charisma. And so really using that in your business to magnetize the people to you that want to come in and collaborate and make things together and do beautiful projects together. Find your sacred flow. So that's allowing the inspired action to drive you instead of fear or instead of old outdated paradigms and motivations that just aren't serving you anymore. It's also the flow in your body and movement that will help that mental energy move out and not drive you crazy. And the sacred flow of your socializing, the flow with the rest of your life and what you're creating and doing. Ambush fear with ferocious dreams. So all the fears, like face it, face the fear, bust through them, like actually put it on paper and look at it and be like, okay, and if this happened, then what? And or go do the thing immediately and it will bust that fear. Welcome the divine masculine, really calling in inspired action, this protection, this energy of, I actually want to look at the book at this because it gave me some really interesting breakthroughs. I did. Yeah, it's like bringing in this passion and this creativity and providing care for others, this strength of spirit, this warrior soul, this gifted leader, like a true entrepreneurial spirit, stability, friendly and positive competition. So really being out of that shadow of the toxic masculine and bringing in the divine masculine energy. And it is so nourishing, that energy, like holy man, it's so nourishing to your audience, to your family, to your people. So use that energy with this visionary Pisces full moon. Look at the gestalt, the big picture. All right, Sagittarius Capricorn, this for you is a really 12 signs for sure, not just 7. It's kind of a lot. 12. Holy fuck. It's great. It's so good. This I need a meal. Anyways, this full moon for you is in your third house, ninth house axis. This Virgo energy is in your ninth house to get more organized about traveling, about yourself as a leader. So your projects, what you have to, the presentations you're giving, or the speeches, or the big events, or your social media, or how you're out in the world, and your business, your website, all these different pieces, that being more Virgo about it, more organized, more clear, more intentional, personal, practical about it. This Pisces full moon is asking you to really be in the dream and the visionary place of like what you're making, your intellectual property, your communications to the world. So all your social media and your website and how that branding communicates to the world and how people connect to you and communicate. What's the dream in like how you want to experience communication with people? What's the dream and how people would perceive you and hear your communications? What's the dream in and the possibilities and potentialities and the imagination for what you want to live as far as your perspective on life and your view on life that makes the experience that you have of life the one that is of your dreams? Because it's our view and our perspective of our life that allow us to have the life of our dreams. If we think it's a shitty life, that's what our brain is going to show us all the time, of how it's so shitty. And it's going to look through our past and show us that. So if you think that life is a magical life, life is going to show you the magic all the time and really have you looked at those beliefs. This Uranus, so this Pisces is this breakthrough of any of the stuck places that you had, especially where it calls for more leadership, more courage and confidence to step into the next version of your performance in the world, your performance in your business, your speaking, your writing, your marketing, your copy, how you're showing up in the world, your presentation of yourself and the way you look and how you come across, bringing more enthusiasm and love. So there's going to be epiphanies and breakthroughs about living this life from this love place, from this place of a fed soul, of nourished you, that your cup is full, that you don't push down the emotions and just keep trying to push through, but you actually nourish your soul and get the play and get the enthusiasm and the joy. And it's asking you to play. And there's going to be some breakthroughs and realizations that you not only can do that, but you must create from that place and stop trying to create from the industrial era paradigms and the power over and controlling every little thing. Let go of that need for control and realize that the stability of feeling solid within yourself and taking inspired action makes you feel the control that you crave. this Mars is blowing up your 6th house of your lifestyle. So there's a lot of analyzing your lifestyle and your health and your life force energy and what you need to do. And so 7 months, ground, moving meditations or actual meditations, stillness, silence, journaling, celebrate your wins. So are you acknowledging the beauty of you? Are you acknowledging everything that you do right? Are you proud of yourself? Is that a belief you have programmed into your subconscious? I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself. I'm proud of the work I do. I'm proud of the accomplishments I have in the world. Are you feeling that? Are you creating that for yourself? So are you acknowledging who you are, what you do, or are you self-talking very critically inside yourself all day? Really something important to look at. Creator water. So this Pisces energy is water. It's mutable. It's emotions. Are you being that stoic Capricorn self, or are you allowing your emotions to be allowed, heard, witnessed by you, allowing them to come up and out because they give you so much retrieval of your power long lost in childhood or past lives. They give you so much experiences of life that are just beautiful and magnificent and make it worthy of living. And it's the creation, the water creation, the ethereal, the flowing, dreaming, being, flow type of taking action, instead of like it has to be like this and how does it have to be before I can do it. You are epic. So again, this is coming up hardcore for you, Capricorn, that you're not acknowledging the greatness of you. And you can't step up into the next level of greatness because stepping up and upgrading brings up all of the new insecurities that haven't been dealt with before, and all of the new ways of self-doubts and self-worth issues. So you have to grow that self-worth so powerfully here where you're at before you can upgrade and upgrade and upgrade and upgrade. That means upgrade your money, your lifestyle, your dream life, what you really want in life, having everything you want. So like, are you acknowledging what you do right, what you do well? Are you being too critical on yourself, Capricorn? Are you being too controlling of yourself? Too much? You need a manual as a Capricorn, but you get to write that manual. Do you have a manual that you've written for yourself that is crappy and full of unconscious rules, and that you have not went and looked at and said, like, am I choosing some of the rules I have for myself consciously? Do they serve me? Are they getting me to where I want to go? Are they making me happy? Why do you have the rules you have? Who gave them to you? Your parents, society, the culture? Stop being proprietous and be happy. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Capricorn, and he also had Mars and Gemini retrograde. So it's really interesting that as a Capricorn, I often give him as an example because he had this divine masculinity. He was gentle. He was soft spoken, so eloquently well spoken. He was just this master. And so that means he wasn't trying to dominate and control everything. He had to get the control from the inside out. The control had to come from being sturdy in who he was and what he was and what he was doing, and trusting in what he was building and growing, is where his sense of control came from and his rule book came from. So really understand your rule book for yourself. And is it self-talking yourself in a negative way all the time? Or are you allowing for this beautiful acceptance and love and appreciating yourself, valuing how much effort you put in, value what you accomplish, seeing all the good in you? Fill your cup up with sacred giggles. You need to laugh, Capricorn. Not surprising you got this card. You need to laugh. Funny movies, old Ghostbuster movies. I don't know what movies, but there's this new one out about aliens with that one dude that's too tall. What's his name? Fuck, I don't remember his name. Oh, Vince Vaughn. Look up the Vince Vaughn movie with the aliens. It's really fucking funny, especially the opening scene. Cuss more, laugh more, be wild, do something wild, laugh. That's what it's calling for. Cut the cords of doubt. So this is massively, I wasn't even going to pull another card, but it just came out. It was just like, it had to come out for you. Cut the cords of doubt. You got to get rid of that doubt. You got to go into subconscious beliefs. Where are the doubts? Why are you letting yourself sit in those? Why are you letting yourself do that? It's enough. It's truly enough. All right, Capricorn, lots of love. Okay, Aquarius, how you doing? You're a cerebral Aries sign. This Mars is blowing you up. Ground. Lots of moving meditation will help you concentrate and focus. Pare down what you're doing. get less complex with things. This full moon is in your second house, eighth house axis. So this Virgo energy is asking you to be a lot more practical about your self-care routines, connecting to your guides on a regular basis, going to your clear channel and doing silence and meditations and connecting inward, connecting to the divine, to the universe, and your guides, and to really be in the second house of creation, money, self-worth, self-values. And this Uranus is the new value. So it's like, what are your old value systems in that fourth house of like home, family, emotions? Do you value complaining, or do you value creation? Do you value, being a victim and powerlessness, so you can get that payoff, which is often subconscious, unconscious. We're not meaning to do it. We got to recognize those things to change them. Or are you valuing, old health conditions and stuff? Or are you valuing that you actually can heal anything, and that you can be this vivacious, amazing, wild, crazy, innovative, revolutionary that you are, and you can bring the light to the people. Aquarius is meant to bring the light and saying the unity, and like, what are these people doing down here? They don't get this consciousness thing. You're meant to bring consciousness. So it's awakenings and epiphanies, and what you're really here to bring, and what you've been doing in your roots and your foundation, your home life and your emotional world that hasn't been serving the value system that really is the value system of the creator that you truly are, the innovator, the rebel, the revolutionary, the provocateur. There's so much potential and creativity here for you in your self-worth, and the actual resource that you are to make the wealth, to make the things and build the things that you want to build in this life, the things of your business, the impact that you want to have in the world, the vision that you have for your business. So this is a visionary time of what you're creating in the world, and the resource that you are to bring those things forward, to believe in you being the creator, using all the resources of your amazing mind, your heart, seeing that understanding consciousness the way you do in a different way than other signs, and bring that forward to create things, to build things that are lasting for humanity, being grounded and organized and connecting to your guides in a more like intentional place daily, regularly, is going to really help you. And this Mars energy is really activating your performance in the world, your heart energy, really being an enthusiasm and play. So this Mars is really asking you, like, am I having the playful, amazing life that I really desire, that I really long for? Am I really doing the life of my dreams here, and bringing my contribution to the world from a place of play and joy, not from a place of mentalizing all the time? All right, what's the cards for you? Creator air. I knew it before I pulled it out. So it's this creator air. So you are this air sign, and it's like taking all of that mental amazing energy and realize that it is your wealth, it is your prosperity. This full moon is in your house of wealth and prosperity. Do you realize that that is your wealth? And are you utilizing that to create something tangible out in the world? Eighth house, other people's money, Virgo. So it's like, are you realizing that that's how you get other people's money to pay for your client, to pay for your products and services, is by taking the wealth of your ideas and turning them into products and services, turning them into excellent marketing copy, turning them into excellent offerings and assets and social media posts that create this amazing business that creates the money and the wealth that you deserve and that you own. Creator alchemy. Yeah, creator alchemy. So it's like turning in the shadow and the health issues and the weird stuff into the, you can quantum leap. So let yourself quantum leap. It's alchemizing where you're at by belief, by dealing with whatever comes up, the emotions, and not thinking them through, but feeling them through to release, and really being this Venus in the eighth house, pleasure, connecting with that deep intimacy by understanding what you think, by putting it on paper, because then you understand what, and acknowledge yourself and witness what you're thinking instead of spewing it out on other people so much, and really understand what you think yourself. Are you repeating these crappy limiting beliefs to yourself? this Pisces full moon is blowing up your second house of like, let's make money, let's create, this is potential possibilities here on the highest level. And this is connecting to months ahead, soul on fire, that Pisces dreamy imagination, that Uranus in the fifth house, that isn't it right? No, you have fourth house. That Mars in the fifth house of this making you have downloads like crazy of the gifts that you're bringing to the world, of what you're meant to do and create. And the soul on fire is like, okay, I need to focus here to get other people's money. Virgo in eighth house here with the sun in the eighth house, I need to focus. So focus on one project to fruition. Like, I wouldn't do more than 3. I would really minimize it and get that through the door, to completion, or through to the next level of completion, and then work on other things. This is a time of really concentrating and focusing, and their nemesis not to right now. So overrate your intuition. Get out of your mind and into your feeling body, your third eye, and really see that intuition. What is your intuition calling you to do? What are your feelings saying right now? With all this mental energy, we can just absolutely blow past what our intuition is very clearly and loudly saying to do. So, and it's telling us, and it's bringing it up for us in our minds with this Mars and Gemini. Success and transformation. So with this sun and Venus in the eighth house, Venus is wanting to ground in this transformational energy, this success of the quantum leaps, of the awakenings and the epiphanies and what they lead you to, and the inspired action. Okay, something just hasn't come through for you, Aquarius. Let me see what wants to come through. There's some other message that hasn't quite popped yet. So there's this complexity that is amazing. And so it's like this transformation of your complexity, of how it's not serving you, into how it serves you, because you see every angle of something. And so you understand it in a way that other people don't. And that's how you explain stuff in your marketing copy. That's how you explain stuff in your education asset in your business. That's how you explain things in getting people to know about you, and to trust you and know who you are. And it's really like taking all the angles that you understand, things that other people don't, and breaking them into simpler pieces for other people, so that they can get the value that is your unique genius to bring. And with this Uranus, your planet in this fourth house of being grounded and feeling secure and safe, but you can't do things the old value system. Your security and your safety and your way you handled your emotions is the old, outdated value system. Uranus is asking you to upgrade that and to innovate that and do that in a new way. Move beyond intention to belief. So it's like these intentions that you're setting forth with this Pisces new moon, then you have to trust and believe. And that trust is trusting yourself to take the inspired action as it channels through. So powerful for you, Aquarius, powerful. All right. I knew there's more that need to come through. All right. So this full moon in the first house, Pisces, what's up? So this full moon is in your first house. Or if you have Pisces rising, same thing. And it is really activating your personality and being this unique who you are in the world, bringing that forward and loving that, and this vision of how that connects to the world, how that creates what you want in the world, how that that connects to other people, and creates those soulmate bonds and connections, how that is the pleasure that you seek, the lifestyle that you want, the love that you want, the everything that you desire in your life, you actually can have. And this Virgo energy is in your seventh house. So it's wanting you to be a little bit more practical around relationships. What's the practical, tangible things that are in the everyday world, everyday life? How are you getting together? When are you getting on Zoom? When are the connection calls scheduled for? How are you getting clients in the door? What are the practical things that you're actually doing? It's also wanting you to just be organized and grounded before you're going and talking to people, before you're doing so much buzzy conversation connecting. It's wanting you to have yourself yourself organized, your files together, your business things scheduled. And that is going to give you this lift off of the visionary that you are, and creating this amazing imagination, this possibilities that you have, that you've been dreaming about, that you've been visualizing, that you've been thinking of. So visualize, dream it, do the shape shifting of the cloud, eliminate this piece and put in this piece. What does it look like? What have you been knowing, and what's been taken out of what you thought you wanted from these retrograde planets, bringing more clarity to the surface? This Uranus and North Node in the third house is asking you what your value system is around how you connect to people, how you communicate with people. Are you communicating your unique value system and your vision, imagination, and just powerful vision of this amazing world? And how so many people are perpetuating this bullshit doom and gloom, and how you're really telling us of the amazing world that we're all creating right now. We're doing it. We're evolving out loud. We're seeing ourselves evolve as we're doing it. Whereas, centuries past, it was snail slow. So people are rising all over the planet. And what's the value systems that are the new ones that are going to carry you forward in your perspective of the world and your perspective of life, in your thinking day to day? How are you thinking about life day to day? Is it based on the old value system or the new one, the new paradigm, the new earth, the ascension, your soul evolving, the belief in yourself, able to create everything that you desire in this world, and the magical person that you are as a Pisces, that you're magical and you're dreamy and you're creative and you're uplifting. Like, you believe in people to a fault. You care about people to a fault. Like, you see the good in people no matter what. You have so much wild compassion and empathy that it's definitely a Pisces journey to learn spiritual discernment and energetic boundaries, and when empathy is, just have the cognitive empathy and not the somatic empathy, and really discerning the bullshit from the good. And so it's this your thoughts and beliefs and the way you're thinking and viewing life and all of that. So lots of epiphanies and awakenings coming, and you can quantum leap in a heartbeat. You can quantum leap in your beliefs in yourself and the ability that you have to take inspired action to create these intentions that you have for your life and your business, of really living this true lifestyle. This Mars has blown up your home, emotions, your comfort zones, how you feel safe, how you feel rooted. So where is that at in yourself? And Mars is going to be dealing with this for 7 months. So it's like what is the definition of that? You're thinking about that a lot. You're dealing with those issues. Can be getting a new house. It can be doing all the things. It can be upgrading, remodeling, revisioning what you want it to look like, what really does feel comfortable and safe, and this energy here. So this is a special time with it being a Pisces new moon. It's your energy, it's your magic. There's just this wild genius energy with this Uranus energy there. So it's the wild genius in you, that you have the visualizations and imagination being to actually crystallize it into tangible form, manifesting and doing. So it's not just a dreaming only, it's the manifesting and doing. So dream the vision and then let the inspired action, channel through you, and then take that inspired action, have the joy behind it, not the have to. Sacred mirror. So it's really, are you loving yourself, believing in yourself, and trusting in your capability? Do you believe in yourself? So the sacred mirrors are how it reflects like our good, where we've grown, and where we want to grow, or how we're not having great self-talk, where we're not doing great self-care, where we're not doing good sleep hygiene, where we're not really digging into a schedule, being so dreaming, ethereal, and flowing and floating. But the schedule is what we need to have this greater structure that will support the vision, focusing into fruition, changes, and letting the changes happen. That Pisces energy is changeable, immutable energy. So you know how to do that, but not how are you narrating those changes? Are you allowing the new version of yourself to actualize and into stepping into that, embracing your healthy ego, embracing your value? The sacred flow of yes with the fish. This yes to you, yes to your self-worth, yes to your confidence, yes to your belief in yourself, yes to letting go of the inner conflicts of thinking that there's something wrong with wherever you're at on your journey. There's not. It's exactly the right, beautiful place. and we quantum leap in a heartbeat, especially with your magic. Your soul shines. Like, know the light that is beaming out of you. See it, believe it. And when others mirror it back to you, take down those testimonials, post those, like be really activating it, that you're receiving that and taking that in, and really being clear about that. We have you are magic. So I was just saying that there's something here about you're not really seeing your own value. You're not honoring it, believing in it, really activating it, embracing it, and being that, showing up in the world as if you know the magic that you are, showing up in the world as a powerful, visionary Pisces, loving, empathetic energy. It's just that beautiful energy that cares so much and sees the good in everybody and everything, and sees how things are magical when no one else does, and sees the possibility and the potentials, and knows that actually the invisible is what gets created into the visible. The visible is only here because of all of that invisible. Fierce serenity. So this is a time, I'm getting this really clearly, that this is a time where you do need serenity right now. The energies in just a certain way, the way that they're affecting you, you need to really make a stance for fierce serenity, where you do the practices every day, multiple times a day, to ground and to have stillness and maybe moving meditation to connect in and to deal with the porousness that you can sometimes deal with, or the energetic boundaries or healing that you may be dealing with. And so it is this distraction of all the shiny things. Yes. So don't let that Gemini energy pull you into here, there, and everywhere, and really ground into just doing like 1 to 3 projects max, really focusing through fruition, complete them, get them through. There's so many things you want to do, I know, but when you complete one thing and it builds this foundation, so another thing and another thing in your business can really be built upon each block, that's what's going to feel so good. That's what's going to feel accomplished. That's what's going to feel like the dream is happening and you're doing it now. So focusing on one thing is going to be way better than too many. So fierce serenity, Pisces, you are the magical one. So I say that Aries is the unicorn, but you are the vibes, the feelings that's activated in everybody when they see the unicorn. There's like the awe and the magic and the wonderment and the like inspiration and the magic. You are that. So all right, y'all, this has been a powerful Pisces full moon download for you all. If you'd like to book an astrology reading with me, you can do that directly on the goddessastrologer.com, or you can just message me and I'll send you over a link or hook you up directly messaging. So that's how you can work with me. And also, if you are really wanting to up level and upgrade and step into the true magic of who you are and the creator that you are, you can apply to Alchemical Goddess, my coaching program, by booking a complimentary goddess call on thegoddessastrologer.com. And the other way that you can work with me is by being a part of the Light Goddess Sisterhood. It is a sisterhood of divine feminine soulpreneurs, and we do a sacred circle every month. I'm getting ready to announce the September one, and it is amazing women. The more that we grow, the more we can support all of us raising our soul missions, more money, more impact in the world, more of the dream life that we desire. And so we support each other on that journey. So very powerful. Sending you lots of love. And if you got something out of this, please subscribe. If you like this video, like the video. If you subscribe, please share this with your friends that could really get something out of this. It really means a lot. It helps other people find this work and this support and this nourishment and this creativity and this help here. So really appreciate you on that. And I'll talk to you on the next video. Lots of love.